Welcome to Project 4, Hangman. We only have one more project left after this, and then we're done with the course. So everyone knows how to play Hangman. It's a popular game, and you have a chooser and you have a player, or a guesser. And the chooser, or the guesser, the chooser picks a word and displays a certain amount of dashes, and then the guesser guesses a letter in the alphabet, and if it's right, the blanks become that letter. If it's wrong, we start drawing a stick figure until the whole stick figure is drawn and it's hung, and you lose. So let's see what we have to do first. First, we have gameplay. In our implementation of Hangman, the computer will take the role of the chooser. The human player will be the guesser. The computer will secretly choose a word from a list and show the player how many letters are in the word by displaying a sequence of blanks. Alright, let's stop there. We need to basically draw the blanks on the screen, and let's figure out how to do that. So first we need to draw a list, make a list. And that list, I'll bring it over, and I'm going to make a few words. Overwhelm, exploring, biography, and tacit. Okay, let's just make 5 words. Computer. And so there are 5 words, and the computer has to randomly pick one of these words, so I don't know what it is. And in order to do that, I need to make a list. I need to assign this list to something. So here's my list, and I want to set list. You're gonna have to make a variable and call it list. So I want to set list to this list right here. Okay, so now that's done. And in order to start the program, we need a green flag. And now we need to draw across the screen 5 dashes, or however many dashes are in each word. So we have to figure, first we need to pick a random number, pick a random word in this list. Then draw how many blanks are in that word. Okay, so how do we get a random? We go to operators list, and we pick a random number from 1 to the list length, right? That makes sense. So to get the list length, we say here length of end of the list. So we picked a random number from 1 to the list length, and now I want to choose that word. And in order to do that, we need to make a block. So let's say make a block, and we're going to call it draw. Draw spaces. And we need to call a number, because we want to know how many spaces should we draw. And eventually we're going to call that thing that we just made. Alright, so we want to start, let's actually look at this screen. So we want to start here. I actually made some spaces here. So we want our stick figure to be drawn here and our word to be spelled out down here. In order to do that, we want to, and I kind of want this centered. So we know that 0 is the center, and in order to center this, I would divide the amount of space, the amount of letters by 2, and then shuffle over that amount of spaces. It's going to get complicated, so just stay with me. So I need to go to the go to in motion. So go to, and I don't want to start at y equals 0. I want to start lower. Let's say negative 100. That's so because this is 0, 0, and that's about negative 100. And I don't want to go to the center every time. I want to be offset by half as the halfway part. Like so, if I have 10 letters like I have over here, I have about 10 letters, and I want to cut that in half, so 5. So I want to go 5 spaces over to the left. And each space should be around, let's say, 15, but I want to leave 5 for a little, each line should be about 15 length, but I want to leave about 5. So it'll be 20 times the half of the length of the word. So how do we do that? We need to figure out what is the length of the word. So in drawing this, I want to point in direction 90, so I'm going to the right. And then, in order to draw these, I'm going to use a repeat. That makes sense. And we're going to repeat a certain amount of times. And the amount of times that we repeat, I'm going to get a few operators. So remember I said I wanted to divide the amount of spaces by 2. So I'll say that. Divide that by 2. And if I have an odd number, it's going to be like, if I have 9, it's going to be 4.5. So I want to round that off. So let's round that. Whoops. Okay, and I want to multiply that. So the position that I want to be in. Okay, time out. I want to repeat. I want to draw the amount of spaces this amount of times. That's easy. But what position do I want to start? Well, I want to do half the amount of spaces, so this is about, let's say, 5, and round that off. And then I want to go this way. We said each should be about 20, so this direction would be negative 20. So I want to multiply this by negative 20. Let's say negative 20. Okay, and then we're going to put that position right there. Now, I need to start drawing. So I want to put my pen down. And then we said each of these should be 15, and then I want to move 5 with nothing. So I want to move 15 spaces. Then pen up. And then move again 5 spaces. Whoops. And now if I do that, press OK. And then now, if I go to variables, here's my draw spaces block. I'll bring it up here. And the number that I want to put in here is going to be this random, hold on. So I want to choose a word, and that's going to be random. But now, once I chose my word, I want to find out what's the length of this word. Now, I'm not going to do length of list. That's a different function. In operators, there's a length of the word function. Here it is, length of word. So I want to figure out an item here. So I take the item, and I don't want to take the first item in the list. I want a random, so that's why we're doing a random number. Put that there. And then what list of this list? Good. And then, so this is a word, a random word in the whole list. And I want to find the length of that word. Put that there. And then I want to draw that amount of spaces. So I'm going to put that in as an argument in draw spaces. There we go. So now we have it. And if I click on it, well, I probably need to clear this. A pen. Okay. Now, if I do this, okay, clear. Do it again. So it'll do a different word each time and draw it. So that's pretty good. And I also want to make sure that the sprite disappears. So I want to hide the sprite. So I'll make a hide button. Okay, good job. Please get started on that.